Are you ready to dive into the world of music? Get ready for Let's Chat and Jam, the show that brings you the hottest artists and the most incredible stories. Thanks everybody for tapping in. MC Andrew Love back on your screen and your speakers one more time. And welcome to Let's Chat and Jam. Today we have a special guest, a brother coming out of Houston, Texas. Man, this brother here is so dope. And I'm digging the vibes. Brother has this voice range that's, man, it's out of this world. When you hear his music, it's like, man, I'm going back to when music was good again. Well, anyway, folks, this brother here has been on the show a few times, but this time he's coming in with some new stories. And I love every time he comes on the show because it's always a good time. So without further ado, let's bring in my man, Delon Whte. Tell the folks how you been.
Surviving, brother, like everybody else. You know what I mean? Just trying to make it out here in these streets. But I mean, that's the jargon. But, just working, family, music, doing my thing, brother.
So I'm just going to say, how would you describe your journey as a musical artist? And what drew you to music, and how has it shaped your all these musical genres that you have come across throughout your journey? How has it shaped the way you do music now?
Okay, well, that's a long one. Well, first of all, full disclosure, people, I'm 55 years old, but I've been singing since the age of 9 years old. Took piano lessons for a little bit as a kid, but got discouraged with them because I was too busy wanting to run outside and play with my friends and all that other stuff. I didn't commit myself to that. So that's not a good thing. I wish my parents had made me stay at it. You know what I mean? But anyway, initially I started singing to Jackson 5 and Michael Jackson records. We put on back then 45s or albums or whatever. We put on a song and I start singing along to it, and in front of family and a few friends, and of course they were like, "Oh, you sound pretty good." Then I started getting the bug. Coincidentally, in my grade school years, I met a good friend named Aaron Tavares. Just so happens to be he's the oldest child of Feliciano Butch Tavares of the group Tavares. It's a group of 5 brothers. They had major hits. Won a Grammy for Saturday Night Fever soundtrack, More Than a Woman. Some of their hits they're known for, Penny for Your Thoughts, Bad Times, a whole list of songs and stuff. And I was able to meet Butch, who I still know to this day. And he was kind enough when he was off the road to take the time to, show me a few things and talk to me about life and the business. And I was seeing how he was living back then. So I was just like, man, this is something I want to do. And then started doing little group things. So, with your friends, you kind of, hey, little talent show things here and there. And then I was kind of in and out of music a little bit. Then when hip hop started coming along, I was all in hip hop. It was breaking and listening to rap all day, every day. I was wearing the Zulu beads, all that. Like, I was committed. But the music still drew me in. So the first official group that I really was in, I joined a group that was already kind of formulated. And they went by the name of Flair. And so this was around the era where New Edition was big, Troop was big, things like that. In that era, this is the 80s, you had to be able to sing and dance. You had to be up there, getting it. You know what I'm saying? All the moves and all the other business. And what happened was we were able to audition for Tony Rose. Now, Tony Rose, he's known in the Boston area. He worked alongside with people like Maurice Starr and stuff like that. And he had his own record company called Solid Platinum Records. So we was able to secure a deal with Solid Platinum. Unfortunately, nothing ever really came of that. And, we were doing our thing for a bit. Then eventually I left the group. And then years later, I ended up teaming up with some other fellas And so we called ourselves Raw Vibes. It was four of us. And this was when Jodeci and Boyz II Men was, big and Shy and all that. And so we were together for years and performing around the Boston, New England area. We were at the time, we were taking voice lessons and stuff through Bristol Studios, which is near Berkeley on Mass Ave. And the guy who runs it, his name is Rick Poulin. He's a producer and stuff also. And so he also had a small label, and he put a compilation tape together, and we were featured on that tape. A song that one of the members of the group wrote called Take Me Away. A little bit of buzz with that. Then kind of after years of doing that, kind of, everybody kind of went their own ways. And I really didn't do solo until I moved here to Houston. My wife's originally from here, so that's how we ended up here. So she had ties and connections here. So after we got married and started our family, we moved down here. And my first real solo endeavor, I had recorded a few things and put them on the internet like a lot of people do. And this record company called Tape Music Group hit me up. Now, they were really primarily a publishing company that was for like Christian books and all that other stuff. But they had a music division. Just so happens that a friend of mine, he goes by the name of God's Messenger now, but his name is Jamal. And he was actually one of the members of the group Finest Hour, which actually had some success with a single called Make That Move. And they had an album called Make That Move on Polydor. And they were on Soul Train, BET, all that other stuff. When he had left that group years later, then he became a gospel artist. He was already signed up with Tape Music Group. So I hollered at him and said, hey, they hollering at me about, signing up with them. And, what do you think? And so he gave me, the good, the bad on that. And he was like, you should go ahead and try it out. So I did. And man, that was like a freight train because I was already working on demos for a project. It was like, send us everything. Once you sign on the dotted line, just be careful, people. When you sign on the dotted line on things, it's not just yours anymore. It's not just about you anymore. And man, I tell you, that process of recording my first album officially was, I was like running to keep up with myself, to be honest. I was doing a lot of everything by myself. I was getting production from other sources, but I was also doing some of it myself. And so it was kind of a rushed project, but I still have the album. I still got some copies of it, matter of fact. And it was called Soul Session Volume 1. And that came out, and it did okay. I had a couple of reviews and was on a few like indie charts for songs. I actually won an award, Academia Award, for Best EP, because what they did, you couldn't submit whole albums. They wanted only a few, like 5 or 6 songs from the album. And I had like 16 songs. So it was submitted as an EP, and I actually won Best R&B EP. This was back in 2015. So then what happened was that company dissolved because there was some shady business going on with the owners. And so their whole thing got shut down. So everybody that had music or books or whatever, all that got shut down. So then, I kept going, doing my thing, recording more music and all that other stuff. And I was able to hook up with a friend of mine named Stephen Jerome Ferguson. And he has his own record company called Ambient Records. So I sent him my stuff to check out. And he was like, man, this is like really good, man. So what do you want to do? I was like, hey, man, I want to see if we can, drop it. So, sign on the dotted line, as they say. And he put my album out. It's called The Electric Love Movement. And you can hear it all over. It's on Pandora, Spotify, Amazon. It's everywhere, man. And that's where I am today, doing performances here and there and promotion. And now I'm part of the network. This is where we at, bro.
Yeah, I'm digging the vibes, Delon. I'm digging the vibes, man. Really am. So, Delon, man, the Electric Love Movement. That's what it was. The Electric Love Movement.
Mm-hmm.
I listened to that LP or I listened to the whole album, man. Folks, DeLon got some music on this joint, man. And he got some music that'll make you sit back and relax and reflect and think about things and just go back to when everything was good, when love was the popular thing and all you saw was people holding hands and kissing on each other in public. This is all you saw back then. You didn't see all this fighting and all this stuff going on. And that's the vibe I get when I listen to Delon Whte's music, folks. I'm telling you something. You got to tap in, man. You got to go to all these platforms that he's at. I'm talking Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube Music, Deezer, Pandora, Napster, iHeartRadio. The list goes on and on and on. Wherever there's streaming going on, Delon Whte, well, he's in the middle of it. So, Delon, who are some of your greatest? I mean, you mentioned a few of your people that you looked up to and you listened to singing growing up, but who are some of your greatest influences? Some of the people that have molded and shaped you and how you've become the way you are in your artistic endeavors?
Okay, well, I got a slight list for you.
Break it down to me. Break it down. We want to know.
Okay, well, after the Jacksons, I'm not gonna front because New Edition is from my neck of the woods, Boston. That's where I was raised, and we're in the same age. And I actually knew Ronnie DeVoe's stepsister because she went to school with me. So she was talking about Candy Girl before it even came out, officially. But I tell you, once I heard Candy Girl and all that, man, I swore I was gonna be the next rapper. I was all about New Edition, man, for real. And also big influences because I'm a tenor to a high tenor. DeBarge, definitely for sure. Michael, of course. Prince, definitely, those were like the main things. And some of the older school groups, like I said, Tavares, definitely, because I know them. Shoot, a lot of different groups. But the thing is, I'm also a little eclectic because my mother, when I was growing up, she would bring home a lot of stuff like Beatles and Anne Murray, like country stuff. My father's the one who would bring home the R&B and the funk. So I got a little bit of different genres. So, I can pull. I've got a little bit of influences from different folks. You know what I mean?
A lot of the stuff I heard you do, a lot of the music I heard you was in R&B, and I see R&B is where your roots are at because a lot of the artists that you look up to is R&B and jazz and some blues. I could see you doing some blues or some jazz if that's what you choose to do because you got a voice for that. Your voice is, man, just the way you can be up in the upper stratosphere, like it's just easy to you. I'm telling you something, folks. Delon Whte can get on a record and he can put some sweet spots in there where you didn't think sweet spot was needed. And then when you hear it, you're like, oh my God, that's what it was missing. It was missing the sweet spot. And Delon Whte has this way of just getting to that sweet spot. And your ears are like, oh, it's like, yeah, I'm telling you something, folks. It's really crazy how he does it. And the only way I could think that he does it is just with finesse. You do it with finesse. Because I know you've been practicing that style for your whole life. You've probably been going to vocal coaching. Did you ever do vocal coaching?
When I was with Raw Vibes, that's when I did vocal coaching. But really, the coaching was more on trying to get us to have our harmonies tighter. But I've never really officially had a vocal coach, which is, actually not a good thing. So I wouldn't advise people to walk around and think that, okay, this is the best I can get, and I'm that dude. Hell, for that matter, Luther had vocal coaches. You know what I'm saying? The greatest superstars have people that they go to keep their instrument, right. You know what I mean? But I never had a official vocal coach one-on-one. And that's something that
well, that's great, man. So everything you do is all natural. God's gift to you to give to the world.
Yeah,
and
man.
I'll tell you something. If you don't use the gift God gave you, you just might lose it.
left you with nothing to hold on to. Remember me, your friend who heard the stories. I can remember the hurt and pain and the lies. But never once did I think you weak. Never once did I think he'd keep you. Because even I know when you hurt, you're strong. So let me be the one to hold you forevermore. After the rain has fallen, I will still be here for you. I'll be here for you. You don't have to be worried. Oh no, no, no. I'll always cherish you. You don't need to put up with the abuse. Oh no, no, no. Let all of this go and let him know. I hate all the things he put you through. It was never called for. You're too good for that. Never once did I think you weak. Never once did I think he'd keep you. Because even I know when you hurt, you're strong. So let me be the one to hold you forevermore. After the rain has fallen, the rain, baby, I will still be here for you. Still be here for you. You don't have to be worried. Don't have to be worried. I'll always cherish you. Baby, you got to let all of this go. Let it go. Change the season from winter to spring. I'm the one who really cares about it all. I can be the one for you to heal. After the rain has fallen, after the rain has fallen, I will still be here for you. I will still be here for you. Don't have to be worried. Don't have to be worried. I'll always cherish you. Oh no, no, baby. After the rain has fallen, after the rain has fallen, I will still be here for you. I will still be here for you. You don't have to be worried. No, no, no. I'll always cherish you. You don't have to be hurt no more, no more, no more, no. After the rain has fallen, I will still be here for you. I will still be here for you. You don't have to be worried. Don't have to be worried. I always cherish you.
If you need some advice, relationship advice, Delon Whte is that guy. His music is like the blueprint of how to keep your woman happy. So go on over there, check him out on all those platforms I mentioned earlier, and get a taste of Delon Whte. Maybe you can apply for his course, How to Keep Your Woman Happy.
All I wanna do is see you smile. All I wanna do, baby.
Woo. Hey, folks, if you want to hear more of that, you got to go right over there to YouTube, because Delon Whte is on YouTube, but he's also on the network TV, folks. So make sure you go on over there to the network TV and subscribe, but also go to Delon Whte and subscribe and follow and share and comment and be engaging and let Delon Whte know how his music has affected your life and changed the way you think about your woman.
Hey, can I say one more thing, bro? One more thing.
Oh,
If you
sure,
don't mind,
man.
just follow me for a minute, and because this was a debate that was raging. R&B is not dead. Music is not dead. Okay, it's out there if you really want to find it. Stop looking at just who's on the radio, on the FM radio, or on the videos. There's loads of very talented indie artists out there. There are people that can sing. Some of these people who are mainstream under the table. You know what I mean? Give these people a shot. There's people out there with some really good music. You can find some on the network. But you know, like I said, if y'all looking for real music, real R&B, real pop, real rap, there's some folks out there doing it. Give these people a shot. Stop thinking that unless they're multi-platinum and got the houses and cars and the bags, that they're the only ones worth listening to. All those people started off like the rest of us. They just happened to get through the door, to the bigger door. But then there's new problems that come with that. Trust me. So music is not dead, people. R&B is not dead. There's fine people out there. It's not just me. There's a lot of people out there who got some really good music. That's all I'll say.
That's true, man.
You don't have to be wild. I'll always cherish you.
What's up, everybody? This is Delon Whte, R&B soul singer from Houston, Texas, and ambient records artist. You can check me out on Spotify, Amazon, YouTube, Pandora, and various other platforms. I'm also on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook, and now part of a collective called The Network.
The Network is a global platform made up of content creators
where we help get your brand to the next level.
Artists, we got you. Producers, we got you. Directors, we got you.
Join us for the launch of our Supersized Sundays and check out our content. It's coming soon.
One Media. Coming soon.
Love and abundance, everybody. I'm Dave Lucky, and this is Black Divinity.
I started Black Divinity to reconnect with our culture and the universe. What better way to do that than our creativity, style, and fashion? It is our most potent form of expression. Black Divinity is exclusively in stores now at McFly Fresh in Charlotte, North Carolina.
So join me as I create a world that is divine.
Well, thank you for sharing, brother. Thank you for sharing. But folks, Delon Whte, it's been some time. It's been fun having you here and Let's Chat and Jam. I want to say thank you for your time, brother. I appreciate it. And for those folks who have a dream, you have a goal, you have a passion, and you just want to go for your dreams like Delon is doing, well, then go for it, because only you can stop you. And nothing beats a failure but a try. And before we go, folks, hey, Delon, you have anybody you want to shout out?
Sure, I want to shout you out first, brother, because you're doing a lot of amazing work, people. And I'm not saying that just because I'm on your show right now, but, you know, behind the camera, a lot of things get done. And MC Andrew Love is definitely someone you need to connect with, okay? Because he's an artist advocate, all right, people? So holler at him, holler at the network, my man Ranu and Pitt and Tanisha. There's a whole group of us over there, you know, Magnetic. There's a whole bunch of people that are trying to get something new and more supportive off the ground that you could be a part of. But it can't be a one-way street, people. You know, it's got to be a thing whereas, hey, if you want to get some love, you got to show the love. You got to support other people. And that's really how you get in the door. It's about knowing people. You just never know. There could be someone in the network that could connect you with somebody else because they happen to know somebody else. So you know, God works through people. He's not here for a magic show. Okay, if you're looking for the proverbial burning bush, he's not here to entertain us. He works through us. So work through people. You know what I mean? There's a whole host of people I can name right now, but you know, that's what get your start, you know, get your feet wet. You know, that's what I would say.
Well, once again, thank you for sharing. Or do you have anything else? You have anything else?
I'm good. I'm good, bro. Oh, yeah, one more. I got to shout out my man Stephen Jerome Ferguson once again, Ambient Records. I shout out my man Eric Harvey who shot my videos. You know,
that's how I found out about you, Delon, with Stephen Jerome Ferguson.
Yeah,
because he was promoting your stuff because you worked with him. So he was promoting you, and he was sending it to my email as well. And so I had listened to the stuff he was sending me, and I'm like, oh God, this guy's got talent. I need to hit him up. And that's how you got on my show, and we've been rocking ever since.
For sure, man. You know.
So shout out to Stephen Jerome Ferguson. Myself want to shout you out for helping me out because you helped me link with a dope, talented artist. Appreciate the promo.
For sure.
But well, thank you for coming through, Delon. It's been dope. It's been really good. And I will definitely talk to you soon. All you gotta do is tap into my DMs and let me know what it is you want to talk about. And we will set a calendar date. And I'm gonna say, deal, you in the show, let's go. But that's how easy it is when you're in the fam. So Delon Whte, thank you for being a part of the Let's Chat and Jam fam.